I still have the audition, and I'm proud of it. I had a wig, and I was like, you fucking killed it.
I had 14 over 6 months.
14?
Dude, when I heard about this, I called my agent, my manager, and I said, I'm the biggest Stooge fan there is. I got to go in and I got to go do this. And she said, you're not a celebrity and you're not a comedian. I don't think I can get you an appointment. And it was a friend of mine that called me that was like, hey, are you going to the Stooges thing? And he's like, you're a Stooge fan, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, are you going? I was like, yeah. When are you going? He's like, I'm going on Friday. I was like, yeah. Where is that? He's like, well, I was like, where is it again?
Did you just show up?
Yep.
Hold on a second. You had no audition, no agent representation going into that. I mean, you had an agent.
I had an agent, yeah.
But you just signed in?
I went to a Hasidic wig shop and bought a wig. I cut a wig. I went to a latex foam store and I padded my neighbor's suit. My neighbor's much bigger than me, so that I could lose my neck and fill out some girth. And I got to the audition, and at the audition, there was a big sign that said, do not come in character. And I walked in there and I saw these guys in jeans and a t-shirt, and I was like, how the fuck are they going to find Mo, Larry, and Curly looking like this is ridiculous. And so when the casting director came out, I remember it was Rick Montgomery. He opened the door and he went, hey, he looked at me in costume. It was a ridiculous fucking costume. But he was just like, oh God. All right, come on in. And I went in, and there was one page of sides. It was just one page of sides. I didn't have
and
a
you
script.
had that little bowl cut?
I had the bowl cut, and I didn't do the sides. I did a bunch of little things from the shorts. You see that store over there? Each one of us grab a broom. We go out and we sweep in front of the place. The boss comes out, sees 3 conscientious guys, and offers us a job. It's simple. Come on, get going. I did all this shit, and they were like, huh. And then they were like, okay, come back. And I got a note, and they were like, your costume's terrible. So if you're going to come in costume, you got to do something better. So I hired Christian Tinsley, who did the makeup for the Passion of the Christ. And I got him to do under eye bags on me and a full face cast. And my wife was doing a show at Warner Brothers.
You fucking went above and beyond what anybody else would do, and you didn't even have an audition.
I had to get it. I had to get it. I was the guy. I had to get it. And I broke into the Warner Brothers costume warehouse, and I borrowed a fat suit and period clothes, and I went back over and over and over again. They kept bringing me back, and then I wouldn't hear anything for weeks.
In costume,
I never went out, not only in costume, in character. I would sign in and, hi, boss, how you doing? I never, ever.
Were people looking at you like, holy?
Yes, they thought I was a fucking lunatic. And
who cares?
And Pete would go, oh, it's Mo. And Bobby was like, yeah, you do. You got the Mo thing. I was like, oh, thank you very much. And they were like, all right. And anytime I'd go in, I'd try and find a moment to do something slapsticky. Like in one of my auditions, I pretended I didn't see the chair. I fell right over it. And they all got up from their chairs like they thought it really happened. And every moment was a chance to show them a little bit more that I understood the Stooges. But dude, I got my heart broken so many times because I remember reading Variety right after one of the auditions, that Johnny Knoxville got the part. And I was like, oh my God. And it turns out Pete told me that he did have the part. They offered it to him. He accepted. And then Pete and Johnny had a talk, and Johnny was like, well, I'm not going to do an impression because that's not what I do. It's going to be like the modern Mo. And Pete was like, no, this is the Stooges. And Johnny was like, I'm not sure this is going to work. And so then they went back to the drawing board and more auditions. And then then my manager called and said, I'm sorry, it's the end of the line. They have offered it to Hank Azaria. And they had. And he would have been wonderful.
They just kept going. They saw Mo right in front of them, and they kept going around.
But he wanted too much money.